Hi, welcome to my show. Today I have as my guest Luther Taylor. And Luther invited me, we met at a book signing, I think, that I was at, and you approached me and asked if I would like to be a speaker at the events that you put together called the Jobs Club. And I participated in that, and it was really great. I got the chance to meet wonderful people. But then what I was really also intrigued about is the story behind the Jobs Club. And Luther, thank you for coming on my show.
Thank
It's
you.
good having you. So please share. I really liked you passed out information about the Jobs Club, but you also had a flyer that was about who you are, and I found your story very intriguing. So please share.
Okay, everybody, I want to thank Ween Namur for inviting me on her talk show. And once again, my name is Luther Taylor, and I run a career social media group called Jobs Club. It meets first and third Saturdays a month at Renaissance Unity in Warren, Michigan, and second Saturdays at Unity of Royal Oak in Royal Oak, Michigan. Jobs Club is a career social media group. And what I do is I help career seekers find work, people who have small businesses try to increase their business more, people who enjoy networking, they come. If they want to come see or meet a guest speaker, they come. If they want to do vendor shows for their product, a fundraiser, a workshop, or a book, and do book signings, they get a free table, free admission.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. So I remember when you approached me, you said that, it's free to come and to set up a table and it's free to speak and I was curious, why did you find it important to put this together? Uh,
Because I want to give people a chance. I know it's hard trying to make it in this world, and we all face different struggles in life, but I have come a long way and I have been blessed. And I want people to know that they are blessed as well. And somebody needs to push them, give them a break. And what I see in these people is that if they really want to do something, if they really want to make it as, say, an author, or they want to start their own business, be their own boss, or make it as a speaker and help other people that's down, they want to be lifted up, that I want to give them a chance to see that they can do what they can do. And like I said, somebody has to give them a break. I want to give them a break.
well, you definitely give that sense. I mean, you host this event several times a month, correct?
That's right.
Yes, at different venues. But your story, you said that you come from a family of workaholics and also a very respectable family who obviously taught you quite a bit. You said your mom taught you how to make choices. That you are responsible for your own choices in life. And it seems like you carried that through into your life. You don't do this full time. You work full time.
That's right.
You work full time, and this is a way of giving. It's a way of service. But I wanted to hear more about how did your lifestyle as somebody who worked very hard and came from a family that worked very hard. How did that contribute to you as a person and how you started this Jobs Club?
Okay, I come from a respectable family. My father come from down south looking for work, and this when he came up here to Michigan, he met my mom. They married, and when I was born, my father wanted my mother to become a housewife so he could provide for the family. My dad worked very hard to get to where he's at. He worked at a factory, then he did some odd jobs as well. And when I got older, my father had to teach me how to work hard, how to be responsible, because I come from a long generation of workaholics, because my father was a workaholic, my grandfather was a workaholic, his father before that was a workaholic. We worked hard, we sweated, we accomplished many different tasks, and we learned the true value of a dollar. When I was a teenager, I had to learn how to earn that dollar, and I was at the age where I had to take on more responsibilities. So my dad taught me how to work hard, how to be responsible, how to save in case of a rainy day. My mother's job was to give me choices. Like you could choose to do right or do wrong. You could choose to be smart or be uh, dumb, or you could choose to move up or be held back. And luckily, I made the right choices. I did finish high school. I did choose to be a smart person. I choose to do good things. And hopefully, there'll be some days, there'll be good days. And I mean, not every day's going to be a good day, but we all want to hope that'll be a good day. And if it's a bad day, we'll find some way to get through it. Getting into Jobs Club, I have for 10 and a half years worked different temporary jobs. I worked from different hospitals, steel companies, government agencies, and they only needed me like a short time. I was either filling in for somebody that's on maternity leave, disability leave, vacation, or personal family matter, or I was the extra where they needed another person to help catch up on something behind on, or they're doing a project that they had to get this done at a certain day and time. The temporary jobs, it helped me increase my office skills. That includes my typing skills, data entry skills, learn how to deal with people, how to deal with deadlines, how to deal with stress. And then finally in 2003, I found my first permanent job. But years later, in 2010, I attended a different job support group. And it was run by two ladies, and I met them in 2009. And I went there because they had a great thing going on. And I said, this is something I could have used when I first started job searching back in the early 90s, but they didn't have job searchers groups back then. They had started until 2001. So the ladies taught me a few things. They told me about LinkedIn. They told me about creating your own business cards, and most of all, networking. So every time they met, I always brought in something to be helpful, to show them support, and to help the other career seekers not have to go through the same ordeal I went through. Because with all these text messengers and different websites going on now, it's like it's a little easier, but still, again, it may be a little complicated at first. But then again, once you get used to it, it won't be so bad. In 2010, the ladies decided we're gone. One lady found a job at another company, and it required her to go out of state to do her job. And when the weekends come, she wanted to spend time with her family. So the other lady tried doing it by herself, and sometimes her husband helped out. But then in June 2010, she decided she had enough. And when that happened, I thought that was going to be it for a while until the church found a replacement. And it was held at Renaissance Unity still. When that happened, I thought that, like I said, it was going to be it for a while. I thought maybe they was going to take a break until the church found a permanent replacement. But the lady said, no, that's not going to happen. I said, I know somebody who should run it. And I'm looking at him right now. She looked at me dead in the eyes. She smiled and said, Luther, I think you should run it. And I told the lady, no, I think you're making a mistake, because I don't know nothing about running no group. I had no leadership skills and no leadership experience. You got to find somebody else. I said, Luther, you show up every Saturday that we meet. You always offer ideas. You bring things that's helpful. You're in the jobs. You're in the social media. You're always on Facebook. I think you can do it. And everybody else in the room quickly agreed. Said, yeah, I think Luther should do it. And
they just wanted to pass on the work to you.
Yeah. So when I went home, I told my mom the news, and Mom laughed so hard she thought I was joking. She said, you run a support group? She said, you won't last 1 month. And I believed her. I told her really it wasn't going to work. But the first few months was a little rocky because I tried doing it by myself for a little bit, but things wasn't working out. So I had to come up with some ideas on how to make it work. And so I took requests on what I need to do to make this work. And then they came over and said, well, guest speakers to talk on either LinkedIn or guest speakers to talk on public speaking. So I did that, and that's what slowly increased the people more with these topics that I bring in, these guest speakers that present the ideas. And it was working out great. And then every year I learned something about how to run a support group. Every year it gets a little bit better and better. But like I said, it depends on the topic, depends on the speaker, depends on the weather. So I was doing it in one church for a little while. Then April 2016, another minister at Unity of Royal Oaks suggested that I should do a Giles Club at his church because he'd been hearing a lot of great things about how I did Renaissance Unity. He said, I think you should do one at Unity of Royal Oaks. And so Mom said that, well, you're already doing it at Renaissance Unity. Why you got to do it in another church? Well, I said, well, they asked me to. Maybe if I reach out to some people on the east side, maybe I can reach out to some people on the west side.
Yeah.
So I gave him my best shot, and every time it gets better and better. And late last year, 2017, I came up with the idea of starting a career vendor show for folks who want to promote their business or to promote their product. They want to promote their workshop or upcoming fundraiser. So that I give them a free table, free admission. The church helped. I didn't do it all by myself. The church helped. And I also do the same for book signers who want to make a career as authors. Like if they wrote a book and they want to do book signings, I said, well, I'll give them a break too, give them a free table, free admission. Give me time to make the posters for the event so they can share it with others. And so I let people know that they're coming. And so far, it's working out great that now I'm increasing it a little bit more. Next month, on November 17th, 2018, I'm planning a Thanksgiving vendor show. And I'm still, once again, trying to bring in more vendors to promote their business or products.
Where's that going to be at?
That's going to be at Renaissance Unity.
What time?
It's going to be from 10 to 12.
Okay.
Same with the Christmas career vendor show, Renaissance Unity. That's going to be on December 15th. It's going to be from 10 to 12. May go over because I'm planning a pizza party for both events.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Well, and I also, you were saying that they can come in for free and then they can have a table, the vendors, but also the one that I participated in, you gave each one of us quite a bit of time to speak as well. We got to share what our books are about, our stories, and if we had any kind of events or something like that we were promoting. So authors, and I don't know about other vendors, but I know the authors all had the chance to speak, and then you had a key speaker as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whenever a vendor comes and promote their business, I like to give them a chance to, like 5 or 10 minutes before we start the meeting, to stand up in front of everybody, tell them about their sales, tell us about their product or their book. So give us a reason why we want to buy their product or buy their book or get involved in their fundraiser or get involved in their workshop. Is it to help us? Is it to maybe help somebody else we know that needs the learning experience or needs the help that they're asking or that they provide? It's all about sharing and supporting one another, but our Jobs Club motto is career advancement and personal growth for open-minded people. Career advancement, that's like for career seekers that's either looking for work or they don't like their job to where they want to find a better job opportunity, or if they feel they want to start their own business, be their own boss after being at this job for so long. Then I invite them to come and I teach them about the backdoor ways of how else they can find work or how they can network, how they could be able to start their business if they really put their mind to meet the right people. Personal growth, that's like for folks who are still learning. I mean, you never stop learning while you're alive. But you could be a retiree, you could have a job, or you could be a kid, or a college graduate, and you can learn something that can help you on the journey. Because when I present guest speakers, they can either talk on topics that are either career-wise to give career seekers guidance, or something that's uplifting to help people on their journey.
Yeah, and what would you advice would you give people that are in that position where they are changing their jobs almost completely? They're or if they're kind of stuck. Do you find that networking can help them like reach another level? What can a person do that's kind of at home and feels they're struggling with that? What would be one good step that they can start with that might open doors for them or clarify the direction that they need to go?
Okay, what they need to do is they need to, like I said, network, meet the right people. I can suggest them like different work work groups that they can go to, like chamber events or a different like network after work. But make sure you have more than 100 business cards. Dress professionally. Make sure you speak to them directly. Don't spend time with that one person at all network events because you don't have the time to stand around and talk to one person. You have to meet as many as you can. Then collect the business cards. We come home, call them the next day or email the next day, say we met at this event. Can we maybe meet for coffee or meet for lunch at either Starbucks or Big B Coffee? Maybe we can talk some more about how we can help each other out, or if you can help me find the right clients for the new business I'm trying to start. Or come to Jobs Club. It ain't gotta be, if people don't like big crowds, because sometimes you have to start small. They try to work your way to the big crowds.
Yeah, because I did notice, so sometimes people, when they start in smaller crowds, it kind of is a little bit exercising their social muscles, in order that they can little by little start being not only in bigger crowds, but then maybe they can find the way to ask the person, oh, can we meet? Can we have coffee? Because some introverts, this is, I mean, for myself, when I first started public speaking, it was very uncomfortable, and it was just like I would do the speaking and then that was it. I wouldn't associate really with the people there because I just wasn't really as used to it. But now my biggest enjoyment is actually socializing and networking with the people and hearing their stories. I always end up learning from the people, regardless of whether I'm going to meet them again or not, regardless of we sit for coffee. I think just even sharing ideas or listening to their path sometimes inspires you and gives you ideas in itself. So just being in that kind of environment, that atmosphere, and just listening to what they went through. Like if you feel like you've gone through something, or if you're struggling, sometimes when you hear their stories, and their stories like, wow, that's amazing. They went through all of this and they were able to make it, and then they were able to change their jobs. I forgot one of the keynote speakers that was at the last one that I was at the event, and she was talking about how she left her corporate job and followed her dream. And it was so inspiring just listening to her. So sometimes it's just a matter of listening, being in that environment.
Lisa Jeswine, I think that's her name.
Okay, that's who it was. And yeah, so I really enjoyed listening to her.
I mean Lisa Jensen. That's
Jensen. Her name. Okay, yeah. She was really inspiring, what she said, and the steps that she took in order for her to pursue her dream and her goals.
Yeah, she was really good. Cause I learned a lot from her, and I said something told me I needed to invite her to speak at Jobs Club, because when she spoke on choices from the heart, it made me feel that she needed to come and talk about how we could make decisions, but it has to come from your heart. It can't always come from your brain. Sometimes that's why I do Jobs Club, because I have come a long way, and I want to give people a chance to do the things that they're able to do, and I want them to creatively find the job that they're looking for. If they need sometimes to start from scratch, so we all have to start like somewhere at the bottom. Nobody starts off at the top. And so sometimes you have to have a starting point, and then while you're at that starting point, you can be learning different things, like educating yourself, like going to night school. And then when you feel you're ready to make that move, then that's when you take the next step, and they want to find something better. They say, well, I like my job, but I want to move up. I want to do something that's towards my goal or towards my field or something that's my interest. Mm-hmm. And then or a person, if they work at a 9-to-5 job, they say, well, I'm ready to start my own business, be my own boss, make my own time, make my own money. Then I want to try to take a chance on starting my own business. Maybe tomorrow I'll make the cover of Time magazine or Forbes magazine, or be on a talk show like Wendy Williams or Steve Harvey or Dr. Oz. Mm-hmm. But say, like, the first point was the starting scratch. The second point is Jobs Club. The next point is being successful. But don't forget how you got to be successful. Jobs Club gave you a push, and so did the starting point before that.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Yes, not to forget the basics, because sometimes by when we forget the basics, we get caught up in the hype. And also, what I hear you also saying with regards to the work, you know, it's great that we pursue our dreams, to have dreams and pursue them. And you said that Lisa spoke about pursuing the job that you want, following your heart.
Hmm.
But there's what I liked about the Jobs Club is we also discussed the practicality of it, and the practicality is that we have to work.
Yes.
It's not kind of like magic where we have that dream and then we just kind of zoom and it just happens. I mean, there's a time lapse between the dream, the initial dream, and the actual manifestation of it. And what is between it's what nobody sees, the hard work that goes in and out, and all the not the hard work that we do on our own, but also the incredible wonderful people that we connect with that help us make that happen. Because each person, what you find is, what you might start off on your own, and then little by little your community starts broadening, and then when you meet wonderful people who have compassion for your dream, or they understand what you need and they might be able to lend a hand, that makes all the difference. Your work starts building up a lot faster. So but you have to, on your own, sometimes in the beginning, take those initial steps in order for everything else to accumulate.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because my father, what I like about him is he's the best role model I have, as well as my mom. They both, like I said, worked hard to make sure I got the education I needed, and they made sure that I try to make the right decisions. Now, sometimes the decisions are always right, but but that's how you learn, and as you learn, you grow, and as you grow, you change. Now, my father and my grandfather, we all like to see stuff grow, but still, you had to have something to fall back on. My grandfather, for example, he worked at a lumber yard, but on his own time, he liked to grow his garden. My father, he had something to fall back on, was working at a factory. But on his own time, he liked to landscape to grow. And me, on my own time, I had to fall back on working at a warehouse as a data entry specialist. But on my own time, I like to grow with people. I like people to connect, know each other, because who knows what's going to happen tomorrow. It's like, if I hadn't met you at this event, I wouldn't be where I am today. And that's what I like to see. I like to see people get this, be happy, have the stuff that they need, be able to do the things they want to do, not forget how they got to where they are, and maybe eventually they can help out others that got to where they help them not forget who they helped out.
Yes. Well, and that's the thing. And I remember, when we met, you were so generous. I'm having a hard time getting this up. You were so generous in by inviting me, and just so open and happy about it. And so I really appreciated that. And then I saw you working very hard with regards to putting it together. I was there and I saw all the work that's involved. So I knew this was not just, it must be fun. So for you at the same time, and worth it for you to do it. But it was a lot of hard work. And that's why when we connected, and I thought that, you coming on the show and sharing what you do, and then that way it gives other people the opportunity. Is it possible, so people, if they want to connect to you about this, how do they go about doing it? If they want to have the opportunity, if they're authors or anything like that, is there a way to contact you? Or
there is. My phone number is 248-763-8851. That's my cell phone. They can email me at lutherT3@gmail.com. I'm also on Facebook. If they want to connect with me, I'm on Facebook. I also have a Facebook group page that's RU Jobs Club. I'm also on LinkedIn. I'm also on Twitter. My address is at RU Jobs Club. And I'm also, I think I'm also on Pinterest. That's about it. People say I should need to get an Instagram, but I'm trying to wait on that yet.
Yeah, because that's a good. I know I have Instagram, and I have to admit I can't keep up with it. There's quite a few going on. Yeah, so they can call you at 248-763-8851. I think what you do is really great. It's such a great way to provide service. I can tell that you really love it and appreciate it. And your background, I like your story about your parents and, your grandparents. I mean, you just even knowing who they are and kind of taking on their qualities and passing them on, but then expanding on it as well. We only have a few minutes left, so I don't know if there's any kind of last words that you want to give people that are, again, like with regards to seeking jobs or feeling disheartened or kind of maybe excited about this idea. Just like one or two last sentences. What would you give people to give them heart about the whole process of just having a job, basically?
If you need something really bad and if you want to pursue it, if you need to support and meet people, just come to Jobs Club. It's free and it's open to anybody.
That's easy enough. And I want to thank you. You got me this little cute guy over here just in time for Christmas. I know my kids are going to really like that. Well, I will. I'm going to keep it, but they can just look at it and play with it. So I really want to thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And I do want to thank you for, your service for the Jobs Club. It's really a great idea.
You're welcome.
And hopefully, so I'll be participating in that in the near future with the schedule. Hopefully I can make it to the Thanksgiving one.
Yeah, that's November 17th.
Yes, that sounds...
I'll put you down in case you...
Okay, yeah, that sounds like something that, would be a lot of fun. But also, lastly, I think it would be great if we can, in the future, I'm sure you're going to continue with this. Maybe we'll have you back on the show, and then you can share any updates with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Glad to come back.
Yes. It was so good seeing you again. I know it was just like about a month ago or so that, that we saw each other. And I wish you the best of luck in your work. You do really good work.
Thank you.
Thank you.